In this video, I'm going to share an exact 12-step process that literally anybody can follow to go from zero to earning $3,000 to $10,000 a month online anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter if you've never earned a single dollar online before. This 12-step process is going to show you everything that you need to know to go out and start earning money online. If you follow these 12 steps that are on this whiteboard, there's literally nothing stopping you from going from where you are right now to earning $3,000 to $10,000 a month online from anywhere in the world doing work that you love. The only thing that's stopping you is the story you're telling yourself about why you can't do it. It is possible to spend your days working, looking out at beautiful places like this. I mean, it's amazing. You don't need to be rich to live a rich life. You just need to be free. And these 12 steps are gonna help you do that. Now, if you are brand new to the channel, my name is George and I am a digital nomad living here in Thailand. I've been in Thailand for around 2 years. I've traveled all around Southeast Asia and I've made it my life's mission to help as many people as possible create a life they truly love. And so that's why in this video today, I'm going to share this 12-step process that I've used repeatedly to go from 0 to 3 to 10K a month online with my online businesses. And I'm going to give that to you for free today. Now, before we dive in, I just need to touch on 3 things. One, I'm going to apologize for my handwriting, but it sucks, but I am going to explain everything as I go. Secondly, I had a choice. Do I record this right next to the sea and have the sound of the waves crashing, or do I do it away? And I decided, you know what? Let's do it next to the sea so you can hear the sound of the waves crashing. Just try to enjoy it. It's a little bit of white noise in the background. And thirdly, you're going to see me scratching my legs and stuff. There's some ants around, so I apologize for that. Some of these you might have heard before, some of these you might not have heard before, but even if you have heard of some, I encourage you to keep watching because there will certainly be things you probably haven't seen anywhere else before. Now, look, if you're like me, you probably don't care about having a $100,000 a month business. You don't want 50 to 100 employees. You don't want to launch the next Facebook or the next Uber. You just want to make 3 to 10K a month online from anywhere in the world doing something you're passionate about. And that is who this video is for. If that is you, this is how you can build that business. Now, step 1 of the process is something called dreamlining. Dreamlining is getting extremely clear on exactly who you want to be, where you want to go, what you want to do, and what you want to own. Example could be, maybe you want to go to South America. Maybe you want to be a published author. Maybe you want to do tango dancing, and maybe you want to own a Rolex. Now, what you do is you take that dreamline and you create what's called a TMI, or target monthly income. And your target monthly income is essentially the cost of all of these things combined, because here's the thing, right? Society has sort of brainwashed us into thinking, okay, we need to have £1 million in the bank, right, to live a rich life. That's not true. In fact, let me show you right now where I'm staying and how much it costs just to prove that point. Just wanted to share. So this is the little bungalow that we are staying at the moment. And this is the beautiful little beach. And this is my office for the day. Let me quickly show you my office for the day. Hey, look at this. This is my desk chair. That is my desk. And that is my view. Now, this costs 800 baht a night to stay in. Okay, that's about £20 or $30. You don't need to be rich to live a rich life. You just need to be free. So if you fantasize about sitting and working at places like this and looking out at this as you work, then this video is for you. The point is, you can unlock incredibly rich experiences just by having enough monthly cash flow to fund the things that you want to do, right? As Tim Ferriss said, having $1 million in the bank isn't the dream. The dream is the freedom $1 million supposedly provides or allows, right? So by dreamlining and creating your TMI, it's going to write that here, TMI, you have an exact number that you need to create each month to live the life that you want to live. Now, of course, for me personally, I also add in things like sending money home to family. I add in things like putting a bit into crypto every month. I add in things like invested into the S&P 500 via Vanguard, those types of things, right? Creating an online business and becoming a digital nomad is not an excuse to shirk your long-term financial security and obligations, okay? So you can include that there and create your TMI, and this is the exact amount, the exact dollar amount that you need to earn every single month to live the life that you want. Now, at this point, you're probably thinking, this sounds great, right? I know how much I want to earn to live the life that I want, but what business do I start? Now, a lot of people have no idea what they want to do. They've got no idea what online business, what it is they want to start, right? So there's a framework that I use. So number 2 is something called your Ikigai. Terrible handwriting, I know. So ikigai is a Japanese concept meaning your reason for being, and is essentially the overlap between what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. So that overlap right there is your ikigai. Now look, when you're starting off in business, you're never going to find your ikigai right away, right? All it's going to help you do is give you an orienting generalization that it gives you a rough direction to move into, right? You're probably going to end up here or here or here or here. You're not going to end up right in the middle, right? But what you can do is you could drive from Las Vegas to New York, or you could drive from London to Scotland at night, only seeing 20 feet in front of you with your headlights on. You only need to know the next step that's in front of you. The same thing, your ikigai isn't going to present itself to you until you're actually on the journey. The thing you start with won't be the thing that you end with, but you have to get started in order to end, right? So the ikigai concept can give you an orienting generalization and help you move forward. And the great thing is, because you're doing something the world needs, you're making the world a better place. Because you're doing something you're good at, you're going to be at the top of the market in terms of that thing. Because you're doing something you love, you're going to enjoy working in that business. And because you're doing something you can be paid for, get money, do you know what I mean? Now, step 3 on this process is something called an I help statement. And that's where you say, I help niche get result by X activity, whatever it is that you do, right? And this allows you to take this ikigai concept and turn it into a value proposition that you can bring to the market. So it could be, I help therapists get clients by Google Ads and funnels, right? It could be, I help gyms get new members via Facebook ads, okay? So that's just a couple of examples there of things that I've done in the past to help create an online income. But again, your ikigai is going to be personal to you, and your I help statement is going to be relevant to you. But an I help statement essentially helps you take this concept and create it to a value proposition that you're going to bring to the market, because business is simply bringing value to the market. Now, step 4 on this process, once you've got your I help statement lined out, is you run it through a filtration system. So obviously when you've got water from the UK, you've got dodgy tap water, right? You have a filtration system, and it's going to clean and purify that water. So the thing that comes out the bottom is purer, it's cleaner, it's better for you. And you do the same with your online business concept, because at this stage it's just an idea, right? So there's 3 stages of a filtration system you need to run your business idea through. Now, the first one is what's called the Michael Jordan principle. Let me give you an example of this. And this is actually extremely profound, and this is the reason there's a lot of wealth disparity amongst different cultures, etc. But I'm not getting into that today. Let's say, for example, you want to be a basketball player. Now, here's the thing. The top 0.01% of the basketball players earn 99.9% of the money. Once you get out of that top 1%, there's no economic reward in the marketplace. You're not more valuable to the marketplace because you can play basketball. So if you are not in that 0.01% or less of basketball players, you have no economic reward in the marketplace, right? You're not getting financially compensated for your skill set. Let's say you want to be a rapper. Again, 0.01% of rappers earn all the money. You scale that back, right? There's no economic reward for being a rapper, okay? Let's say you want to be an accountant. The best accountants in the world probably earn the same as rappers and athletes, but you scale that back all the way to the shittiest accountant that's out there. There's still an economic reward for that skill set. They're still going to earn 20, 30K a year, even by being a relatively shit accountant. No, I'm not saying be an accountant. I'm just saying the business that you build and the skill sets that you accumulate through the act of building an online business, you need to make sure they scale back and there is an economic reward from the marketplace. I'm not saying don't follow your dreams. I'm not saying don't follow your passions. I'm just advising that you accumulate skill sets and build a business that, even if you're not at the very pinnacle, you're getting an economic reward, right? The second step of the filtration system is something called purple ocean strategy. You've probably heard of blue ocean and you've probably heard of red ocean. So a red ocean is one where there's lots and lots of sharks eating all the fish, there's blood everywhere, and what it means is if you're the shark going into this ocean, there's not enough fish for you to eat, you're gonna starve. A blue ocean, right, is one you go into, there's no sharks in there, loads of fish, it's yours for the taking. Now here's the issue. If you wanna be at Uber, you wanna be at Google, you wanna be at Facebook, there is a tremendous benefit to having the first mover advantage and stepping into a blue ocean and doing something called category creation. However, if you simply want to generate 3 to 10K a month online, it can help to have an overlap of the two. And that's where when you mix blue and you mix red, you get purple. And that is the purple ocean strategy. What you want to do is you want to go into a market where there's other people already earning good money, doing the thing that you want to do with a proven concept. They've proven the concept. You can even look at their sales, their marketing, their operations, their value proposition, their offer to determine if the market wants what they've got. And if there is other businesses doing this successfully, it means you can do it too. But you don't want it to be a red ocean. So you want to make sure that if there are other businesses that are out there succeeding, there isn't a monopoly. What that means is there isn't 1 to 3 businesses that take up the vast majority of market share, and it simply means you can't compete, right? If you want to launch an Uber, you're going to get crushed. It's not going to work, okay? So are there 1 to 3 businesses that can offer better prices than you and could do a better service delivery from you because they're at such scale that they can simply outdo you in every single way? You want a purple ocean. You want to see, yes, there's people in here earning money, and no, it isn't so saturated, there isn't a monopoly. The third step of the filtration system is who exactly is you're going to be selling to, okay? Now, here's the niche here, right? We've already looked at who you're going to help. But in order to have a applicable niche or a niche that works, you need to make sure, 1, they have money. 2, you can easily contact them. And 3, they're in a growing market, okay? 1, look, if they don't have money, you can't sell to them, right? Pointless. It's much easier to sell a $1,000 or let's say it's easier to sell a $10,000 product to 100 people than a $100 product to 10,000 people, okay? And I'm not saying you sell something at that value, I'm just trying to make the point. I once started an EdTech startup, which is also like a HR marketplace, but I did it in sub-Saharan Africa. It was a great business, a great model, but people didn't really have much money. And as such, I was in this VC hamster world trying to raise money, and it was out of alignment with my vision for the future. Whereas if I'd simply have targeted people that had money in the first place, it would have been a lot easier business to start. Secondly, you do need to be able to contact them, okay? If you can't go online and easily find their social media profiles, their websites, their email address, their LinkedIn profiles to actually run some outbound campaigns to them, how do you expect to actually contact them and sell them your service, right? It's not going to happen. And again, they need to be in a growing market. If you're targeting things like Alex Hormozi is a great example of newspapers, right? The newspaper market shrinking by 25% a year, dead, right? You want to go into something that is either a growing market or at least not shrinking at a rapid rate. Now, if your business idea, right, what you want to do, your target audience doesn't pass through the filtration system, there's still a little bit of turd at the end of it, you need to go back up to the previous step and you need to re-amend it until you continually pass this idea through the filtration system until you've got nice, pure business idea at the bottom of that, okay? Step number 5, can you do it? Can you actually do the thing that you want to bring to the market and help people with? This is either going to be a yes or a no. If it's a yes, you move on to step 6. If it's a no, you either do the thing for free or you do it for very cheap. Don't make this mistake. Most people, when they don't know how to do something, right, they're too scared to charge high prices, but they're too proud to do the work for free. And in the end, there is just inaction. Nothing happens. There's no movement. But here's the thing, right? So 6 months will pass, you're nowhere closer to your goal. But let's say you came in, you found a potential client, you pitched them a new work for free, and you spent 3 months perfecting that craft. Because you can pick a niche, a very specific offering, and within a couple of months, you could be in the very top percentile in terms of your knowledge base of solving that very specific problem. But a couple of months will pass and you've not moved anywhere, or you've accumulated the knowledge, the skill set, the confidence, a case study, the review to move forward into the market. And then you can say, hey, I know I can do this thing. Here's another client that I worked with that I got this result for. They gave me this bloody fantastic testimonial, and I'm going to charge you this much money for the same thing, okay? Don't be so proud you won't work for free, and don't be so scared you won't charge. So go do some work for free or low ticket, learn to do the thing, and then you can move on to step number 6. So step number 6 is something called the reverse engineering tree. So I was recently on a meditation retreat with some Buddhist monks, and they said to me, think about the future you want as a fully grown tree, like the one I'm under right now, but the present moment are the roots of the tree. And the things you do right now in the present moment, they impact the tree that grows into the future. Now, that's the tree and present and future aspect to it. Then we've got a funnel, okay? So a funnel is this shape here, and this essentially represents your customer acquisition. People are going to come into the top of the funnel. These are people who don't know you, right? They don't like you, they don't like you, they don't have your product or service, whatever. Then they come down, maybe you've contacted them, maybe you're in conversation, and they keep moving down the funnel and they essentially pay you and become a customer. So what you need to think about are the roots of the present moment. What is the work you need to do in the present moment as these roots to bring people into the top of the funnel that's going to bring people down to become paying customers? Now, here's the thing. When the future happens, when these people pass down your funnel and they become paying customers, that's going to be a present moment. The future doesn't exist. All there is this moment right now. All you can focus on is the work you do as the roots at the present moment to bring people into the top of your funnel. Then as they move down your funnel and they start giving you money, you've created a better future moment for yourself. So that is the thing here. We have the reverse engineering tree, and this is where we simply focus our present actions, bringing in people to the top of the funnel so we can live a better future. Now we move on to point number 7, and 7 is flip. And what I mean by this is everything changes at this point, okay? Everything here has pretty much been about you. Once you're here, it is not about you anymore. It is about your customer/client. It's not about what's in your best interest, it's about what's in theirs. How do you best serve them? How do you deliver the most amount of value? How do you get them the best results? How can you serve them from the deepest part of yourself with the purest intentions you have to help them with the thing you want to help them with? If you can stop it being about yourself and being about how can you help your client and customers just from the purest sense of your being in the most effective way you possibly can, that is how you get results, okay? And that is how you build a long-lasting business, because the better you serve other people, the better your life's going to be. Now, you know, when you create this flip, you might have, the selfish part of ourselves. We are a self, right? Big S. We have an ego. We want to go into business to make our lives better. And we can know the better we serve our clients and customers, the better our life is going to be. So we can know going into that, that's our little bit of a selfish intentions we've got there. However, at the same time, we really want to have at the forefront of our mind, how can we help serve these customers as well as we possibly can? Okay, just quickly interrupting this video to say, look, if you feel like you want to create that shift in your life, you want to leave the West, you want to earn money online, you want to travel all around the world and just truly make the most of life, I wanted to let you know, for a limited time only, you can book in a completely free 45 to 60 minute call with me or my team. What we'll do is basically just look at your current situation, where you want to go, and just see if we can brainstorm a few ideas to really help you get there. So if that's something that you think you could potentially benefit from, you can just scan the QR code that's on the screen right now, or click the link in the description below this video. And yeah, we can just get on a call, chat through some things, and hopefully by the end of that call, you have a little bit more clarity about how you can start earning money online, traveling all across the world. So hope to speak to you soon. Now we have point number 8, and that is in and out, okay? That means the inbound and outbound. So what I mean by inbound is bringing leads into us. How do we do that? We can do that through content or paid ads. Content and paid ads is going to bring people into us. Outbound is things like DMs, is going to be things like cold email. So that is an example. What we want to do is want to pick at least one inbound strategy. So we need to decide we're going to either do content or paid ads at the beginning. Eventually, you'll do content and paid ads. Very likely at the beginning, you'll just be doing content, okay? That is your organic content. So for inbound, we have organic, which is content. We have paid ads, which is things like Facebook ads, Google ads, Twitter ads, and so on. Now, at the very beginning, to validate your concept, you're going to primarily do organic content, and you're going to do it on the channel that's relevant to the people you're targeting. You're not going to go and tweet loads of stuff if your people are on Instagram. Same thing, you're not going to go on LinkedIn if your people are on Facebook, right? You need to make sure you're creating organic content on the relevant channels where your target customers are, okay? So we start with one of these, typically organic. Then we want outbound as well. So what I mean by outbound is going out there and actively contacting these potential customers. As I said, that could be DMs, it could be cold email. We want to, again, pick one of these and perfect these. Eventually, we will move to 2. At the beginning, we've got limited time, right? Maybe you've got a job, maybe you've got responsibilities. You can't be doing everything. So you have to pick what you think is the highest leverage and the most achievable thing that you can actually implement. The imperfect thing actioned is so much better than the perfect thing that never gets done. So as I said, we want to start with organic content creation, and then we want to start with one outbound channel. And we want to make sure we're going to go out there and contact people every single day. Now we're going to move to 9, and 9 is statistical significance. So in data analysis, there are 2 points of statistical significance. Basically, what I mean by that is you need a large enough sample size for your results to be valid. If it's anything below 30, it's essentially not valid. Again, 150 is the next level up of confirmation of what you're looking for. To give an example, let's say you want to have sales calls, okay? You're going to speak with potential customers or clients and you're going to try and close them, right? And let's say you're targeting a 20% close rate. So out of 30 people you speak with, you need to close 6. Now, here's the thing. You could have 24 phone calls and close none of them, and then you could close the next 6. So out of that sample size of 30, you've closed 6, so you're exactly where you need to be. If you'd have stopped at 24, prior to it being statistically significant, you could have lost out entirely. Now, that being said, there is a point where you sort of need to use the data that you've got available, particularly when you're starting out. But that is a useful way to look at it. So what you want to do is you want to aim for getting statistical significance on sales calls. So you want to start with 30. That is the minimum sort of number you're aiming for in terms of getting validation on your idea. If you want to push that up another limit, you can then push that to 150 for your next level of statistical significance. Now, this doesn't necessarily need to pertain to exactly a sales call. That's how I like to do it, but there are things that happen before that. For example, opt-ins on a VSL and so on. But essentially what you want to do is you want to look at the different steps of the process that people are going to run through from being not your customer to your customer. And you want to look at the key points in that are further down the funnel, and you want to make sure that you have statistical significance in terms of closing the relevant people that you are. Now, once you have a relative level of statistical significance, you go to point 10, which is benchmark. Now, what I mean by this is there are essentially industry averages or standards for certain steps that make up the component of your business, right? So let's say, for example, you send an outreach email, okay? What is the number of open rates on that email? What is the number of replies? Out of what percentage of the replies are getting on a phone call? And what percentage of those people are then converting into a customer? Same could be said for paid ads. What's your click-through rate? What's your landing page conversion rate? What's your show-up rate on the calls? What is the close rate on that sales call? But the point is, this process of outreach will be made up of different steps. So let's say again, open rate, reply rate, close rate. You would look at what open rate am I getting on my emails, and how does this compare to the industry average? Am I above or below? If you're above, continue. If you're below, you then need to change your subject line to increase your open rate. Then let's say your reply rate. You look at your reply rate. Are you getting the industry average of reply rates on the emails or direct messages that you're sending? If you're above, you can look at the next point. If you're below, you need to look at the body of your email to increase the probability or increase the percentage of people who reply to you. And again, let's say you're looking at closing. Let's say the industry close rate is 20%. If you're closing at 10% of your calls, you need to increase that because you're below the industry benchmark. If you're above that, fantastic. Keep going, keep scaling, keep growing, all right? But by measuring your activities against the industry standards, you can essentially look and see where am I exceeding and excelling and where am I falling short? Because if you're able to say change one of those, let's say you can double your email open rate and everything else stays the same, you've doubled your revenue. Let's say you double the amount of people that open your emails and you double the number of people you're speaking to on a sales call. You've 4x'd your revenue by changing 2 of these points. And that is the power of looking at benchmarks and essentially measuring each step of your processes. Okay, so step 11 is something called E.A.D and systems. E.A.D stands for eliminate, automate, delegate. So what you want to do at this point, your business should be sort of up and running, right? You should have a few clients, you have some money coming in, but you need to look at what are the activities that you do. Literally list down all of the activities you do in your business that make up your business ecosystem. You need to look at the things that are really not producing any return. They're pretty much wasted time. Eliminate it, right? Eliminate absolutely everything that you don't need. Now, you're going to be left with certain functions or components that make up your business and your service offering, right? What you want to do is look at that and you want to automate everything that you can. What this is going to do is just reduce your time and effort that you're spending on the business, and you're letting simple software tools do the automation for you. Then what you want to do is you're going to have things you can't automate, but they're still integral to the running of your business. And at that point, you want to delegate them. You can hire team members, you can hire virtual assistants overseas, and you're going to delegate these certain tasks that you can't automate, right? Because it's just not possible yet. And you can't eliminate them because they're integral to the business. So you're going to delegate them to a VA or another member of staff. And to help you do this, you're going to create systems, right? You're going to have a system for everything. You're going to have a content creation system. You're going to have an outbound email system. At one point during my agencies, I would have a VA go out and send 50 to 100 emails every single day, which were 4-5-part email sequences. So technically they were sending 250 emails a day, every single day, to the perfect customers. And I didn't need to do a thing. And in fact, I've done much higher scale than that, up to 250 and 500 emails a day, every single day, right? Without doing a thing, by creating systems, simply by creating systems. So you look at everything that you do, break it down into a system, and by having a system, it allows you to actually go and delegate even more and more tasks, so you can focus on the top 1% of tasks that really changes your business and really changes your life. Now we are on to the final step, number 12. And 12 represents the different evolution of, say, a digital nomad or an online business owner. And it goes labor to program to product. When you start off, it's very likely you're going to be selling your time to different potential customers in exchange for delivering some form of value, right? It's labor. It's a little bit like having a job, but you're probably doing it for 5 people, 10 people, 15, 20 people, right? You're selling your time a little bit in exchange for money. You're just not selling it to one employer under the guise of perceived job security. You're now doing it for multiple different clients or customers, essentially. But what you want to do is, once you have a system for how you deliver results, because you've systematized it, you've got results, and you've created it into a system. You know, if I do this, I get X, Y, Z results, right? Now, I know at this moment, if you're new to business, you're probably thinking, I have no idea how to do anything. That's fine. This is successive. And as you move through it, round about step 6 or so, 7 maybe, you're going to be shit hot at what you do, right? So at this point, you have a system around how to get results. You're going to go from selling your time as labor to delivering a program. Now, a program is a little bit of a hybrid. This is where you're basically saying, instead of working with 5 people, I'm going to help 25 people. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show them how to do some of this themselves, and I'm going to help them with some of it as well. So it's a hybrid model. I'm going to deliver some value, some hands-on value, but I'm going to also show you how to do much of the work yourself. And let's say for me, this allows me to make it far more scalable, right? I can charge a lot of money, but I can also do it for more people. This allows me to scale my business operations and reduce my actual manual work on the business. So I'm doing less and I'm earning more money. It's a more scalable model than just service delivery and either selling my time or selling employees' times, right? Now, once you've done some programs, you've sort of done this hybrid model for people, you've shown them how to do some of it, and you're doing some of the work yourself, you then move to a product, okay? Now, a product can be an online product, a digital product, whatever, or you can even productize the service before. But you're essentially taking everything that you've done and you're productizing it, either into a digital product that's online or a very specific thing you deliver for clients only. This is the thing that you do. You don't do anything else. They want X, they want Y, they want Z, they want you to manage their social media, they want you to... You don't do that because you have a product. You have a very specific product that you know you can deliver on, and that is what you sell. And at the end, that's where you can make the most amount of money and you can work the least amount of hours. So they are the 12 steps that anybody can follow to go from not having a clue what they want to do, have no idea how to earn money online, to being able to go out there and earn 3 to 10K a month minimum online.